Hi everyone. Welcome to Friday Night Craft with Vickie Kello. I'm your independent standing up demonstrator for Brisbane, or in Brisbane. Hi Denise. Hi Tara. Hi Kerry. Has everyone had a good week? I've had a very busy week. Hi Karen, on time again tonight. 2 weeks in a row. What's happened? And hi Wendy. That's all right. Thanks for sharing, and hope you enjoy later. So the random draw from last week's comments, Karen, was you. So you've won this card pack. So I'll bring that to the next card class. So if you make, hi Sue, hi Rita, how are you? If you make a comment, share my video and interact tonight, then you go into the draw for next week's prize, because all the comments go into a random generator that Adrian does, and then a name comes out. So for last week's comments was Karen, and last week's video, I'm pretty happy, was the first video I've had in a long time that had over 100 comments. So thank you very much for everybody sharing and commenting and interacting, because that's what it's all about. And the more comments that happen on the video, the more the video shows up in other people's news feeds as well. Hi Carrie. So when you jump on, say hi. Hi Chrissy. How was your first week, Carrie, at your new job? Thanks, Carrie, for sharing. Hi, Mum. So, hopefully we had all a good week. Hopefully you won't hear my son coughing tonight. He is still got a bit of a cough, but he's asleep. He fell asleep within 2 minutes of lying in bed. Hi, Rose. Thanks for watching. So I have some things to show tonight. I'm just showing the video, switching the video around so you guys can see the right way. Thanks, Tara, for sharing. Okay. So I got a bit of special mail this week, all the way from NZ. I was very, very surprised. And it's a little card, and these are the cards that we that came from the Paper Pumpkin kit. So Paper Pumpkin is a subscription-based card kit that is available in the US every month, but in May they had a special availability for us to use it here in Australia. I've only just put my kit together. Hi, glad you're on. Thank you. Oh, that's all right, Chrissy. Thanks for that. Thanks for sharing. So I've only just put my cards together last week, but I got this in the mail, and when I got this, I'm like, I need to put my cards together. And this is actually from Emma, who is our Queensland's Stamping Up, I think they're called DDMs, Demonstrator Development Manager. She looks after New Zealand and Queensland. So I had the biggest quarter I've ever had, and she's written in here, hello Vickie, I wanted to reach out and say well done on your achievements. You are doing so well. Enjoying the new annual catalogue, I'm sure. Lots of love, Emma from Stamping Up. So that was a bit special to receive that in the mail. Well, I've only just put mine together, Chrissy, and have found the love for the feathers in the kit. And I've had to make some more because that's what we're going to use tonight in tonight's cards. So these are the 3 cards we're going to make tonight. We're using the Free as a Bird bundle. So this card, this one, and put it the right way, this card. Now these are very similar to the feathers that you get in the paper pumpkin kit, but you only get 4 in that kit, and I used all mine when I put my cards together, so I had to make my own. So I'm going to show you how I made my own so that you can recreate them too if you want some more like I did. And we're still using this sketch, so this is the sketch that went up last week. So I put a sketch up each month. It goes up on my blog. It's a pinned goes up on my Facebook page. It's a pinned post on my Facebook page. If you want to participate. Hi, Kat. Oh, early morning for you. It's 8 p.m. here in Brisbane, in Australia. So thank you for watching. I put up a sketch each month on my Facebook page, and you can create a card and put a comment, put your creation as the comments on the pinned post, and then at the end of the month I'll draw a random prize winner as well. So the only conditions are that you follow the sketch's inspiration. It doesn't have to be exactly like this, but the sketch's inspiration, and that you use at least 80% Stampin' Up product. But anyone can participate. If you're outside of Australia, I can only send you handmade cards. I can't send you product as a gift. But if you're inside Australia, I've got some like a retired product and some card kits and things that I've put together that I'll post out as the random winner at the end of each month. So I'll flip you guys around and we'll start creating. So these are the feathers that were in the paper pumpkin kit. Hi Shelley! Aren't they pretty? So they've got like a Sahara sand or crumb cake colouring here, and then this is like Pool Party and Bermuda Bay. But you only get 4 in the kit. And once I've made the kit, I'm like, I really want some. So I've made my own. So I'm going to show you how I made them. I've used the feather from the paper pumpkin stamp set. If you didn't get the paper pumpkin stamp set, I'm sure you might have a feather in one of your other stamp sets. Stampin' Up have a couple of older stamp sets that have had feathers in them. But feathers are pretty popular, so I've just stamped a whole heap of them. And initially when I stamped them, because I was stamping on vellum, I stamped in StazOn. Now if you want to colour in with your Stampin' blends, you can't use StazOn. You have to use Memento. So those ones I coloured then in, I'll just get everything out here. The ones that I had already stamped in StazOn, I then went back and coloured with my Stampin' Write markers, which are the water-based markers, and they've come out a bit brighter because I didn't want to waste them because I'd already stamped thousands of them. So they've come out a bit brighter than what the blends do, but they still work well. And I I've got Timber Brown stays on as well, so I tried it in the brown rather than the black. So that's how they've come out if you use your Stamping Right markers, which are the water-based markers with stays on ink. And then I wanted to try and replicate exactly like the other ones. And these are if you stamp in Memento and you colour with the blends. So they're a bit more muted, but that's very similar to what the embellishment was from the Paper Pumpkin kit. So I've stamped a whole heap more, and so we can colour while we're talking as well. Just push some of my mess out of the way. I cleaned up my desk tonight, so I have a little bit more crafting room than normal. And so what I did was use the dark crumb cake, and I did use the bullet tip end because I just found, because it's quite slippery and things, I found it was moving out of the lines too much with the brush tip, but considering cut them all out anyway, it kind of doesn't really matter. I did then cut them out. I sat there and I was watching Frozen with my son, and I proceeded to hand cut all of these out. Really like the feathers both. Yes. So it depends what look you're going for. I was actually surprised that the Stampin' Right markers gave a brighter image than the Stampin' Blends. Now, because it is colouring on vellum, I found it very hard to layer the colour. Like, even if I let the blends dry and went back over, it felt like I was still taking the colour off rather than layering. So I did just colour the whole lot, the dark crumb cake, because the light crumb cake kind of didn't show at all. And I am not in any way a very good colourer. So if I can do it, anyone can do it. So then I got Pool Party. I'll get the dark one out. So what I did was then get the dark Pool Party. And then I got the light Bermuda Bay, and then just coloured over the stripy bits just to give it a little bit more definition. But you can't go and then try and blend those colours because it doesn't, like, it takes the it all away then. So I've kind of just left it like that. Oh. So I'll do a couple more, then just colour in the stripes to give it a bit of definition. And then they're your feathers. Then I just sat there and cut them all out while watching Frozen. So it did take a good hour or so to cut all them out, and then I also stamped, while I was doing it, I also stamped the flower in the Free as a Bird and coloured them all in and cut a lot of these out. These are the only ones left that I haven't cut out. But I've got enough for the cards to make tonight and a few other cards. So when I feel like fussy cutting again, I'll just cut the rest of those out, but no need to do any more. So that's how I did my feathers for when we get to that. But I thought we might do this card first. And I used, because I had them, love seeing the ideas and craftings. Catch it in any set that would be comparable size for the feathers. It did have a dream catcher last year, Kat. I don't know whether that carried over to this catalogue. I'll have a look and I'll come back to you. Because I'd already coloured these, I wanted to use them as well as the other ones. So I chose to use the ones that are coloured in the water-based colour, the markers on this one, because they stood out a bit more. And then I did stick a googly eye on this bird, and I think it kind of makes it a little bit more freaky looking. So I don't know whether I'll stick it on this one or not, because those that know me know that I don't like birds at all, and it did take a lot of effort to buy this set, but no, it did. Oh, Carrie Ann, thank you. No, the Dreamcatcher set didn't carry over, Kat. Okay, so this base we used Pool Party as the base. So we'll just fold that and just use a bone folder to get a good clear image, crisp fold line. And I have stamped the insides of the cards as well, so we can stick that down. I think I've left one so we can stamp that together. And then we're using the Designer Series paper from the Bird Ballad Suite. So Stampin' Up this year have put out everything as suites, which makes it a lot easier for those of us that have to have it all to just put one item number in instead of 15 different item numbers. And it gets everything in the suite. So I'm using pretty much everything tonight that comes in that and a few other things, except for the laser cut cards. So I haven't got the laser cut cards, but they are really pretty and make some really nice cards as well. So I'm just going to put some tape on this, and then we're going to stick this is the braided linen thread, and so just gonna wrap this around, and this is quite thin, so it's alright to wrap around. And then have it come back, just make sure it keeps flat. Alright, then we'll just cut that excess off because we don't need that much sitting behind the card. We can use that on another card. And stick this one down. Okay. So if you're watching this on YouTube, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give my YouTube video a like as well. I have got quite a few subscribers on there now, which is very nice. Okay, so then these images have all come from this Free as a Bird. So I've stamped this single bird image here, and then I've used this leaf image, and I've just stamped up the top and down the bottom, and then I've just put in there, thanks for being you. So we'll just colour that now. So I've just used Pool Party and the light crumb cake on the bird. And like I said before, my colouring skills are not great. Is this light? No. This is dark. Pool Party, we want light. So I just colour the whole bird in. And then with the crumb cake, I just went over where the lines are that Stampin' Up's already done with the image, to give it a better definition. And do the legs, and then just a bit of the footing, and then I've just gone over the in the light Pool Party again, just to kind of blend that in just a little bit. I might just make his beak a bit brown. There. Now with the leaves, I just did them in Mossy Meadow. And I simply just coloured these in. To me, these are very tiny leaves, and I struggle to try and get some shading and stuff on them. But if you are very talented at colouring, you can try and get some shading and different colours on them. Thank you, Kat. And then finish off that. And then with the dark crumb cake and the bullet tip, I have just tried to do the stem. It is very thin though, so you do go out the lines a little bit. And then I have been Winkerstellaring these birds like crazy and flowers. So once he's all done, bit of Winkerstella. Because you can never have too much bling. So, where did I stick that eye? We'll stick that eye on. And then I'm using some of these flowers that I had already coloured. Again, I've just coloured these with the blend, so I've used Calypso Coral because that's in the paper pack, light and dark, and then I've used Wink of Stella, and I've finished everything off with Little Pearls, because in all honesty I was cleaning up and I found these. And I'm like, I haven't used these for ages. So, I'm going to might use the Calypso Coral feathers in this one. And then maybe we might use yellow flowers instead. We don't want too much calypso coral. So I've done Daffodil Delight in light and dark. As well. And I did have my piercing mat out before. So what I did with the flowers was just put them on my piercing mat just to give them a bit of dimension, and I couldn't find my other paper piercer, so I just got the end of my scissors and stuck them in the middle, and it was a good tool. Push them in, gives them some dimension. So I stuck these little tiny ones on the tiny flowers. Oh. And then these bigger ones stuck on the bigger flower. And then we just turn them over and then put glue dots on them. Hunter's got a play date tomorrow here with somebody, with Carrie Ann, Tara, and Cooper. Hunter's very excited about it, Carrie Ann. He wants to show Cooper his walkie-talkies, because Mum and Dad are sick of playing with walkie-talkies. So hopefully Cooper likes walkie-talkies. So then I just stuck the big flower at the bottom. Lie in camera here, yep. And then put the little flowers either side of that. And we'd adhered this with dimensionals. Where did I put them? And just put dimensionals on there. Now it is quite a big piece, so I will stick 6 dimensionals on there to make sure it doesn't get saggy in the middle. But then I also need some tape to adhere the feathers. So just roll some tape on the bottom there. Take that off. And stick my feathers. Now let's try and make sure we get black and black and black feathers, or brown and brown and brown feathers, because that will look a bit funny if we have black and brown feathers. I think we'll use brown feathers. And then when you're adhering them, make sure they're upside down to you so that they come right way up.
Move it up a bit, babe.
And then,
Move it up a bit, can't see.
yeah, that goes on. Oh, well that's not going to stick if I didn't take the backings off the dimensionals, is it? It's a bit silly. How old are your grandchildren, Chrissy? I'm too scared to let my son touch my blends. They're too expensive for him to have a play with. My craft room exploded, took vacation and working on getting organised this week. Anyone else have that problem? My craft room's exploded all over to my dining room table, Kat. So it's a bit of a mess at the moment. I do have to clean up so that Carrie Ann and I have some room tomorrow to craft. And then I've got this bow, which I've already tied, so you don't have to watch me doing that. Get a glue dot and just stick that there in the corner. So there's our first card made tonight. That was our sample, and then that's our one we made tonight. Oh, and I did Wink Stella on the flowers. Because, you know, you can never have too much bling. Yeah, that's a bit cute. Thanks, Kat. Yeah, they took a while to grow on me too, Karen, and because I'm really not a bird person. But now that I've got them, because everyone was making stuff with them, and I'm like, oh, I've just got to get them. And I quite like them. So this is our next one that we're making tonight. So more flowers. So we'll colour in the bird. So again, we've got Pool Party. Oh, yeah. So we do Pool Party. Daughter is 11, grandson 8, but also have a 9 and 4-year-old. A 9-month-old granddaughter. Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, my son's only 4, so I'm still a bit scared. He does play with my stamps, and we do stamp quite often, but I haven't yet let him touch my new stamps. I only let him touch retired stamps, and only my retired ink pads. So I've got some of the current colours I've replaced in the new ink pad, so he's got those, but other than that, I'm a little bit precious with my ink pads. So I'm just doing the chest for the birds and their little beak. And then get the dark one and do the branch. You can tell I'm concentrating because I can't really talk and concentrate and colour at the same time. Dad talks to birds and it seems like he has conversations with them, so I like birds. Oh, that's nice. My dad used to have a an aviary when we were little, and I cannot remember, but I feel like I must have had some traumatic event with that, which is why I'm so scared of birds now, but I don't remember anything. But other than that, I don't know why I don't like birds now. But it's not really birds, it's anything with a beak. So at my son's daycare, they've got chickens as well, and they freak me out too. Come and get me. When Carrie Ann and I went to New Zealand for Stampin' Up's conference in April, we were walking across the road to grab some lunch and standing at the lights, waiting for the lights to cross, and these birds were coming to get me. And she's like, no, they're not. I'm like, yes, they are. They're coming to get me. So I'm going to colour the flowers in. And how many flowers have I got? We might do, I haven't got very many in yellow. I should have enough cut out in yellow. We might do yellow flowers. just colouring in the yellow flowers. And then if we move that and get some yellow flowers. I was packed by chicken while living in a farm. Short time. Like eggs but not chickens. Yeah. See, I would be too scared to even go in and get the eggs. But my son loves them, and every time I go to do daycare pickup and they've been outside, he wants to go show me the chickens. But at least they're locked up at daycare in a cage. They can't get out and get me, so I can look at them behind a cage. And I'm a little bit better with that. Nothing happened to you when birds. It was probably the plovers at school. Probably, I don't know. I'm not a fan of the birds at all. Somebody asked whether I had traumatic event. I said no, but Dad did have an aviary, so who knows? Maybe something and I don't remember. Alright, and then I've already cut or punched out these leaves from the vellum that you get with the Perennial Essence Suite and the leaf punch, which coordinates with that. So this is like an old olive green, but when I've put it on the card, you can see what are plovers. Big fat birds. They used to, what are they? I don't know. They are very territorial type birds. When I've put them on the card, I've purposely put them upside down so that you can tell. Yeah, territorial birds, like crows. So this is the right side up, but because it's the wrong green for the paper pad and the colours that I'd use, I purposely turned it this way so that you could get a more subtle green with it and be more like vellum. And it didn't clash with the greens. So, we need to give these flowers some dimension. What are we doing here? We've got too many. I went a bit flower crazy there. Alright, so I'm getting my trusty scissor cover to give my flowers some dimension. Who would have known this has got quite a few uses? And get the pearls. Now this is a whole pack of pearls, so you know, if you buy a pack you've got thousands of them, so you can be a bit pearl crazy like I have been, because you'll still have heaps left over. And then the bigger pearls for the bigger flowers. And turn them over so we can stick some glue dots on the back. Oh, I've lost that one now. And, oh, I've lost that glue dot that just popped right off. Oh, there it is. Pop him back on there. Alright, love the bling they add to the flowers. Yes, thanks Kat, I thought so too. Oh, tried to stick them to the back. So we stick the big one up there, that one down there, and then just kind of fill in the bits. Thanks Karen for sharing. Oh, look at you Denise, you little bird expert. So then I do have a little trinket left over. I thought I did him. On this card I used my last trinket of the trinkets that come with this suite, and I thought I had another pack, but because I've done a class with this already, I've actually used all them. So I'm going to use, this is a extra trinket that I got in the paper pumpkin kit. So in the paper pumpkin kit you got to make 3 cards, but you got 4 embellishments, so you got a spare embellishment of most things. So I've decided to use that on this card because I don't have any left of my other trinkets. And we'll get put some tape on the back of this. And take that off. They were nesting birds. Yeah, see Karen, they were out to get ya. So we've got a pool party base again for this one, so I'm just folding them. And before we stick this one down, just adhere the lace behind here. Thanks for sharing, Sue. Okay, now we're going to stick some dimensionals on the back of this again. And this time we'll take them off, the backings off. Does everyone like my nails tonight? I got them done last night. Hunter wanted to come to the appointment, and this new nail lady that I've got, she says no kids are allowed. Oh, I need the leaves on. So I said to Hunter he can't come, and he goes, well, you need to have pink and purple nails, Mum. I want you to have pink and purple. And when I told my nail lady, she did not like, thanks Kat, did not like, because apparently pink and purple are 2 of the hardest nail colours to go together. But she made it work, and Hunter's quite impressed. So again, I've stuck them on purposely the wrong way, just to mute those colours a bit. And I've already tied the bow, so we get a bit of glue dot. and stick that up the top there. We'll need another glue dot to adhere this little birdie. And we'll stick that, make sure they're flying up the right way. There we go. So that's our second card tonight. Oh, Winker Stella. Winker Stella. I think I'm nearly out of Winker Stella in this pen. But I've got two new ones ready to go because you could never have too much Winker Stella. There we go. Oh, the Winker Stella just finishes it off. Love them. Alright, so there's our second card done. And our third card is this one. So I'm just going to clean up a little bit because this needs a lot of colouring and embellishments on this one. Hi Karen. Thanks for joining. Okay. So this one, I decided to go with basic grey as the card base because I didn't want pool party, and this is like a 2 lighter Calypso coral in the back, or the petal pink, and I didn't really want pink card base when I want pink ribbon on the card. So I went with basic grey, and this is a colour that I love that I don't use enough. We need to stamp the inside of that other card. I didn't stamp that. So we'll stamp this birdie on the inside of the card. Thanks, Kat. And just stamp him. And I didn't bother on the inside to colour them in or anything, because there's so much going on the front of these cards that I just wanted to keep it a bit simple on the inside. But you can feel free to colour on the inside as well. So stick tape on the back of that. And then we can stick that inside our card. The grey is very complimentary. Thanks, Kat. Stamping Up does a lot of the work, and that was one of the reasons why I joined Stamping Up, because it just makes it so easy and it makes you look so good. And I'm not one for drawing either, so this looks like I'm very talented even though I just stamped the images. So as soon as I saw Stamping Up, I fell in love with it. Okay, so we're going on this way now. And that side of the paper, do not like at all. So we're going with this side of the paper. And I've got the Petal Pink Organdy ribbon here. This comes with the, I think it's the Perennial Essence bundle, or Floral Essence Suite. But it coordinates with so many of the sets. Makes it so easy. Yes, it does. And now with the blends as well, because I did purchase other alcohol markers, and I have tried, and I just, either I'm not purchasing enough colours to blend adequately, because they need like 4 different greens to blend, or I just don't have the skill set to do it. But with Stampin' Up, it does make it a lot easier because you have a light and dark. That's it. So pretty much anyone can blend and get a good result. Or colour like me and don't really blend at all. Just colour using the one colour. So we've stuck that on there. And then this one we're going to colour. And we're still going to go with yellow birdies on this because I think the yellow birdies are cute. So I pre-stamped all my images because I had just re-inked my Memento Black, and so when I stamp on that it's quite juicy, and I didn't want to stamp and colour straight away because I need my images to dry a little bit, otherwise the colour does bleed and lift a bit. And we'll go light crumb cake beaks. And we'll just do a bit of... Hi Tanya, thanks for joining. Could you do one red instead of all yellow? No. There's no red in the card, Mum. I suppose there's no yellow in the card until I bring the flowers in, but I've got no red flowers. I've got Calypso Coral. How does Calypso Coral look over? Let me try on a scrap piece before I ruin this piece. We'll get this piece over here and I'll colour over Calypso Coral. It's not too bad. Alright, I'll give you a Calypso Coral one. One of them. It's going to look a bit more orangey than Calypso Coral because the yellow underneath. Maybe if I get the dark Calypso Coral. There we go. Not got this set. I didn't like it at first, Chrissy, because I don't like birds, but I got a bit jealous of everybody else creating some really nice things, and so I had to purchase it. And since then I've actually really loved it. I have made quite a few cards with it, and we did make a card in my catalogue launch class, and a lot of the ladies that attended that really liked the set. So it has been, I think this and the Magnolia set has been very, very popular. Okay, so we're going still with Mossy Meadow to colour the leaves, and I'll just use the light Mossy Meadow. Alright, one red bird to help them stand out. So just colouring these. You can tell I'm concentrating because I've gone all quiet and can't colour and talk. Alright. So then we might tie the red bird in then with some red flowers or calypso coral flowers. Might do them all dark. Alright, colouring is done then. So we'll stick that one over there. So we need to bring our flowers in that we're going to use. So we'll use might use all dark flowers as well on there. See, this is why you, when you're going to do something like this, you cut out and colour a whole heap so that then you've got options when you go to create, otherwise you don't like what you've done. So we get my trusty scissor cap and push in the middle of the flowers to give them some dimension. And then I've got pearls. Oh. And then the bigger pearls for the bigger flowers. And turn them all over so we can stick a glue dot on them. Whoops. Wants to stick to my finger. Oh, I'm nearly out of glue dots. Okay. Glue dots on. Where did I stick them? Oh, one of them stuck. Oh, this one had 9 flowers. I'll need some more. Might do light then, I can't have all 9. See whether I've got some yellow flowers. Do I have any yellow big ones left? In my little pile here. Alright, I'll have to cut out, because I didn't finish cutting out all the yellow ones. So when you are fussy cutting, it is easier if you turn the paper, not the scissors. As I then move the scissors. I'll just trim that bit off. And poke them with the scissor cap. Some more pearls. I think the pearls and Winker Stella just finish all this off. So we'll turn them over and get some glue dots. Oh, that one's, I'll stretch that over there. Okay. Oh, I've got another one stuck on me. So if you stick the big ones on first, then you can kind of work out where you can place the little ones to fill in the gaps. Especially when you're placing this many. Now we stick some dimensionals on there as well. So these cards don't take a lot of time to put together. There was a bit of prep work involved with the feathers and the colouring. So we'll stick some tape over here for the feathers, and then the leaves go down here. So we'll stick the feathers on. Love the flowers, giving it 3D. Oh, thanks. I don't often stick this many embellishments on, but I thought I'd go a bit out of the box. Now make sure your feathers are all the right way. I coloured them all the same, so I would know which way was right. And then the leaves for this one. Now, because there wasn't very much green on this one, I did put these the right side up, because the green in this paper behind this wasn't too bad a match. I'll just spread them out a bit. Alright, now we take the backings off the dimensionals. Make sure we've got the card the right way up. that down. Now I've got 2 of these leaf embellishments from the leaf trinkets, which was part of the Rooted in Nature suite last year and has carried over. And then I've just stamped thank you on a classic label because I couldn't really fit it. I didn't want to squash it up there because of the scripty writing, so I wanted it written on something separate that I could adhere where I wanted. So we'll use the mini dimensionals. For that. And then tuck that in. Whoop. A bit there. That, oh, I don't want that feather underneath there. That can sit there. And then some more glue dots for these leaf embellishments, and we'll just tuck them in under there. And just bring that down a little bit. And the last one in there. Just get your pokey tool, push that in under there a bit. It's not going to fall out. And then I've already tied the bow because that could be painful watching. And put that on. Did I get? Yep. And we just need to trim that. Where are my scissors? Because there's too many tails there. Covers up too much of the picture. So there we go. That's our third card tonight. So we'll just tidy up a little bit. And bring in all the cards that we've made. Matches the red bird very nice. Thanks. Oh, we did the inside. Don't let me forget. Now this one, like I'd stamped a few, but because this one is sideways, you need to make sure you stamp your inside the right way of the card as well. So stick him in. And can we move that out of the way? Oh, Winker Stella. Finish off with some Winker Stella. Wonder if I can get the rest out of this pen. I think this pen is had it. So there's those cards. And those ones, and where did I, oh, there. So can we get all 6 of them in the shot? Thanks, Tanya. Thanks for joining and sticking with it. It was a bit of a long video, but we did 3 cards. So, Can we get all of them in? Might just move them up a little bit. And hopefully this can be then my thumbnail for when it goes to YouTube. I'm still learning how to do thumbnails. But, so thank you everybody for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please go across and subscribe. I do put all these videos on YouTube. At this point in time, I only put the Facebook Lives on YouTube. I haven't got any other videos, but I am working on that. I do this every Friday night for those that are new tonight, and it's at 8 PM Queensland time or Brisbane time for Australia every week. So, but I usually put a reminder up. I also have the sketch challenge, which is how the sketch that I use to make these cards. That goes up on my Facebook page. So if you want to like my Facebook page and participate in this sketch challenge, this stays up for a month. It's a pinned post on my Facebook page. And so you just add your card to the comment of the pinned post, and then you go into the draw for some product or some cards depending on where you live in the world, and I draw that at the end of each month. The only rule is that I would like you to use 80% Stampin' Up product. Other than that, free reign. So you can see this was the sketch that inspired some of these cards, but they don't look exactly like this. So it doesn't have to be exactly like this, but I just use a sketch because I'm very good at copying people's work, but I sometimes sit there and struggle for hours going, what am I going to do? Whereas if I use a sketch, then I can come up with something pretty easy. So I've now started doing that challenge on my Facebook page as well. If you'd like to participate, just go across and like that, and if not, I'll see you guys all next week. Thanks so much for staying with me. Bye.